If you have an audio track that isn't grooving with the rest of the band, you can use FlexTime to lock it in with a couple of simple steps. If you want to move individual notes around in the audio file, you can do it with the Flex tool. Just select a note and drag it. Or if you drag over other tracks, yellow guides will appear to help you lock to the timing of another musician's performance. Or you can quantize the entire track at once. Just select it and turn on Quantize. The part is instantly corrected. You can also use an audio track to create a groove template and then quantize other tracks to that groove so they're perfectly in sync. Select the kick drum track and choose Make Groove Template. And then use that to quantize the bass part that you want to lock tightly to it. Making your tracks work perfectly together is a snap with the powerful new FlexTime tools in Logic Pro 9. With the Flex Editing tool in Logic Pro 9, you have the power to instantly try different phrasing ideas for your vocals to create new parts from your recorded tracks. Start with a vocal recording like this.
About the same old game.
Monophonic is the best flex mode to use when editing solo vocal tracks. Now, grab the Flex tool from the Tool menu and click at the beginning of a word to move the starting point to a new location. Or grab a word or phrase and lengthen it by just dragging the mouse.
About the same old game.
If you need to move an entire phrase, select it with the Marquee tool, click in the middle of the selection, and drag it to a new location, all without making a single cut.
About the same old game.
Perfecting your vocal tracks is incredibly fast and easy with the Flex tool in Logic Pro 9, part of the new Logic Studio.
About the same old game.
With FlexTime in Logic Pro 9, you can easily correct the timing of recorded drum parts. Select the Flex tool and choose Slicing mode. Now you can move beats around by simply clicking and dragging them. Select more than one region to move their beats simultaneously. To edit all drums in a multi-track recording, assign them to a group. Enable editing and phase-locked options, and then select Slicing for one of the tracks. With Slicing mode, the audio doesn't get stretched or compressed, so the natural attack of every hit is preserved. When you edit any one of the tracks, it's translated to all the others and they stay perfectly phase-locked. Now you can easily create perfect drum tracks every time. If you already use GarageBand but want to do more with your music, you'll love Logic. It gives you more power, greater control, and a huge collection of sounds and effects. And GarageBand songs open seamlessly in Logic, so you can keep working on your project and take advantage of all the additional features only available in Logic. If you're writing your song in GarageBand, Logic has even more sounds to inspire your creativity. For guitar players, GarageBand gives you 5 amps and 10 stomp boxes to choose from. In Logic, you now have access to Amp Designer with 25 amps and speaker cabinets. You can even mix and match parts to build your own amp. And Pedalboard features 30 stomp boxes, each with its own signature sound. If you're a keyboard player, GarageBand software instruments can be opened in Logic for access to advanced software parameters. With GarageBand, you can record a part many times until you get it just right, and then you can pick your favorite one. Logic takes this much further with comping. With comping, you can see all of your different takes at once, and then just swipe the best parts from each one to make a perfect track. In GarageBand, it's easy to edit your audio recordings. You simply slice out different parts and move them just where you want them. Logic offers an incredible feature called FlexTime that lets you move any audio wherever you want it, and even change the way it was performed by stretching notes and changing timing, all without changing the pitch or tone of your sound. It's always been easy to mix in GarageBand, but Logic features a professional mixer just like you'd find in a recording studio, so you can combine and route as many effects as you need for the perfect sound. And while GarageBand lets you automate the volume of any track, Logic gives you much more sophisticated control over automation, so you can make it part of your creative performance. That's just a few of the cool things you can do when you take your GarageBand songs into Logic. Visit apple.com/logic to learn more. With Logic Pro 9, you can slow down an entire project to record a challenging part at a comfortable tempo. Just choose the section where you want to record, and then select an audio track for your new part, or create a new one. Here's the audio played at normal speed. Control-click on the transport bar to customize it. Select the checkbox for Vary Speed, and then change the mode to Speed Only. Lower the tempo, and the whole song slows down without changing the pitch. Now you can record your new part at a comfortable speed. When you're done, turn off Vary Speed, and the song will return to its original tempo. Your new recording plays back perfectly in time with the rest of the music. With Logic Pro 9, you can easily move tracks and other settings between different projects. For this song, we had a better recording of the drums from a session a couple days ago, so it's easy to delete these drum tracks and then import the better ones from another session. Just select a new source project and open it. In the Track Import window, select the tracks you want. You can also choose exactly what you need from each track, including content, plugins, sends, and automation, so they'll come into your project sounding great. Then simply click Add, and the tracks are added to your song with all of their settings intact. Except one problem. For that session, the song was recorded at a different tempo, and these drum tracks don't fit. Simply open the mixer, group the tracks to ensure phase-accurate flexing, enable Flex View, and select Slice Mode. The tracks instantly conform to the new tempo. It's just as easy to bring in mixer settings from another song, such as loading up a perfectly dialed-in vocal channel. Here's a raw vocal recording with no effects or EQ.
The storm maker says it ain't so bad. The dream maker's gonna make you mad.
Go to the file browser and select a source project, and then choose the lead vocal track in Track Import view. Click the checkboxes for plugins and sends, and then click Replace. It imports the insert effects and settings, as well as the aux send to a delay track.
The Star Maker says it ain't so bad.
Now you can use your best tracks and mixes from all of your projects with the new import and export functions in Logic Pro 9, part of the new Logic Studio.
The Dream Maker's gonna make you mad. The spaceman says everybody look down. It's all in your mind.
With the Take folder and Quick Swipe comping, Logic makes it easy to manage takes and create comps. In Logic Pro 9, now you can also edit regions right inside the Take folder, along with Quick Swipe comping. When you want to cut, copy, move, or perform other region edits inside the Take folder, just disable Quick Swipe comping in the menu, or simply toggle it here. For example, you could separate and drag a selection to a different spot, or use the Flex tool to move a phrase to a new position. Then turn Quick Swipe back on when you want to make a few comp selections. Creating a perfect take is easier than ever with the new editing features in Logic Pro 9.
The numbers game. What I say.
With the Drum Replacer in Logic Pro 9, you can augment or completely replace recorded drums in your productions. To fatten up the snare drum in this mix, first select the original snare track. Then choose Drum Replacement Doubling from the track menu. Select snare as the type of track, and then choose Doubling. Adjust the threshold to include only the parts of the performance that you want to be doubled. Raising the threshold will select only the loudest snare hits. You can hear the original audio track with the new doubled sampler track by clicking Pre-Listen. Now try out different sounds from the library until you find one that works best. Once you find one you like, click OK to process the entire track. Now you've got a new snare drum track that perfectly matches the original performance, and you can mix it in until it sounds great. Logic Pro 9 helps you create amazing drum sounds easily with the new Drum Replacer. With Logic Pro 9, you can quickly make a sampler instrument from regions in your song, so that you can easily trigger them to create new arrangements. Start by selecting a track like this drum part. And then choose Convert Regions to New Sampler Track from the Audio menu. Then select Transient Markers and click OK. Logic makes a new instrument track below the selected track with MIDI notes that will trigger the newly created sampler instrument. The drums are instantly sliced up and the beats are mapped across the keyboard. Now you can edit the notes or change region parameters to instantly create musical variations. And because it's now a sampler instrument, you can change the instrument parameters as well, like the filter cutoff and resonance. Another creative option is to open the EXS editor and modify the individual slices. Each note is a separate zone, so it can be edited individually as well. You can apply unique effects like reverse to individual notes. Creating a sampler instrument is easier than ever before in Logic Pro 9. Amp Designer in Logic Pro 9 gives guitar players endless possibilities to emulate world-class guitar amp sounds. Whether you need the sound of the British Invasion, a searing blues lead tone, vintage overdrive, modern crunch, the perfect sound for a little jazz swing, or a wall of sound for your power chords, Amp Designer delivers and behaves just like the real thing. When you pick an amp model, a matching set of components is loaded, including the cabinet and microphone. The gain response on each amp and the character of the tone controls sound just like the original. Try out different models until you find the perfect one. And each cabinet has its own signature sound too. The mic type and placement also play a key role in the final tone. Try some different mics, and then move them around to find the sweet spot. Get incredible guitar sounds for any style with Amp Designer in Logic Pro 9. Design your dream pedal board with the amazing stomp box effects in Logic Pro 9. All of the individual stomp boxes are grouped by category, and each has its own signature sound. The distortion pedals range from classic treble booster to vintage fuzz to more modern saturated overdrive. Delays include spring reverb and an elaborate tape delay that you can switch into reverse. There are 11 modulation effects, like the total tremolo with buttons for half and double speed. Spinbox is a rotary speaker effect with slow, fast, and brake controls. And the Heavenly Chorus provides a rich-sounding, modern chorus effect. It's also easy to design your own custom pedal board from scratch. Just add the pedal board to a channel strip, and then drag a stomp box into the workspace. Add up to 10 stomp boxes per pedal board, and play with the controls until you like what you hear. You can rearrange the order of the pedals at any time. Just pick them up and drag them to a new spot. With the new stomp box effects in Logic Studio, you have endless custom pedal boards at your fingertips. MainStage 2 includes a new performance tool called Loopback that makes it easy to bring some amazing loop techniques into your live performances. Start by opening a looper template and find a couple of sounds that you want to use. Then just click Record and play a phrase. Hit Record again to set the end of the phrase, and it will start looping. Now, tapping Record again will stop recording so that you can find another sound and try it out. But the loop keeps playing. When you're ready to add another part, just tap Record and start playing. You can add as many parts as you'd like to build incredible soundscapes in your live performance. And when you're done with one, hit Fade Out to move smoothly on to the next song. With Loopback in Main Stage 2, looping live on stage has never been easier. Main Stage 2 includes a new performance tool called Playback that lets you easily use backing tracks live on stage. You can use multiple tracks in perfect sync and mix them during your performance. You can add files to Playback by dragging and dropping them onto the plugin interface, or you can just drop them directly to any Playback channel strip. Files exported from Logic will bring in all of the marker names too. After you've added all the tracks you want, just hit play to hear them. You can skip between markers without losing the groove. Turn on cycle to repeat a section, so you can extend a solo or vamp on an intro. You can play along using instruments in Main Stage and change them while the backing tracks keep playing. Or you can choose to automatically start a new backing track when you select a new patch. With Playback in Main Stage 2, dynamic live performances with pre-recorded tracks have never been easier.
I don't care about clever, I don't care about funny. I want loads of clothes.